Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and we are in the middle of the Dawning. So I spent about most of the day playing it, kind of consolidated most of the tips I can get for you guys. So here's everything that you probably need to know about the Dawning to get the most out of it for about the 3 weeks that it is here. So here we go. First thing to know is the biggest thing about the Dawning is Eva's Holiday Oven. We're going to be baking treats for all of the NPCs all over the directory, and you're going to be taking them little things, and you're going to be cooking them. Now, if you are new to the event, you will have likely never cooked any of this stuff before, and there's a lot of stuff to cook. There's 21 total. If you have been playing Destiny for a while, you may only have a couple new ones. I only had to cook the Ascendant Apple Tart, Stalwart, and the Bright Dust Snowballs. Those are the three I had to cook. You want to cook one of everything so you can masterwork your oven. Why is that important? It takes the Essence of Dawning cost from 15 to 10. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a huge change, but Essence of Dawning is one of the harder things to grind for. As you can see, I have plenty of Ether Cane and Delicious Explosion, for example, and they only take 1. Essence of Dawning takes 15 without the Masterwork, then it takes 10. And there's a lot of places to get Essence of Dawning, but it is going to be probably the most time-consuming part of this process. The ingredients themselves aren't that bad to get, and you can actually look up the ingredients. Take the Telemetry Takbi. Okay, I need Vex Milk and Bullet Spray. Okay, well, let's see. Vex Milk, gained by defeating Vex. Pretty straightforward on that one. And then Bullet Spray, gained by defeating opponents with auto rifles, submachine guns, or heavy machine guns. The more the merrier. So again, if I'm trying to make Telemetry Tapioca, I need to go kill Vex, and I need to do it with auto rifles, for example. That's just one example. All of these are a little bit different. So if you're working through each of these, it's good to mix up how you play. So take a look, and I'm not going to go through every one of these, but look through and see what each one takes. Dark Frosting, do stasis damage. Null Taste, gained by defeating opponents with void damage. Finishing Touch, do a finisher. Electric Flavor, arc damage. Perfect Taste, precision damage. You guys get the point. So check out what each of the ingredients need you to do, and then adjust your playstyle accordingly. Do some melees, that type of thing. So you're going to want to go through and cook one of everything. Once you've cooked one of everything, and you have masterworked your oven, then you can dive into trying to cook the most efficient thing possible. Now, the most efficient thing possible to cook is going to be these strange cookies. Nice thing is, you can take them to Xur anytime because now he is stationed in Eternity, which is fun. They require Taken Butter, Electric Flavor, and the Essence of Dawning. Taken Butter and Electric Flavor are very easy to get because you can sit there and farm thralls in the Shattered Throne Thrallway checkpoint for pretty much eternity. It's not too hard. Also, if you have the Trinity Ghoul weapon and the Catalyst, you can fire lightning arrows that cast lightning down, do lightning damage, reload another lightning arrow, and do that over and over and over and over. So you have more ingredients than you know what to do with. But the problem is, you can get the Taken Butter, you can get the Electric Flavor, you can get the Ether Cane, you can get the Balance Flavors, probably more than you're ever going to need. But the Essence of Dawning is going to be the hard part. So the Essence of Dawning can really come from lots of places. Crucible, Vanguard, Gambit, Eternity, Tangled Shore. You've got a lot of different options and places to do it. I'm going to go over the options that are going to give you the biggest chunks. Heroic public events on any planet are going to give you 5. If you want to farm those things, that's fine, but it's really not the fastest way to do it. But if you do a public event, make sure it's a heroic, otherwise it's almost a waste. Standard Crucible matches like Control, this is going to be worth about 15, 16, 17. If I say 15 to 17, they all seem to fall in that range. Control matches are going to do that. Mayhem's a little faster, and they know it, but it's about a 5-minute match, and it's 11. Not a bad use of your time, as these tend to be about 8, 9, or 10 minutes, unless you mercy. Vanguard Strikes. Both Nightfalls and Vanguard Strikes are going to be that 15, 16, 17 range. Vanguard Strike's very easy to matchmake, but if you need to grind Nightfalls for something, go do just a standard Adept Nightfall, grind that one out, maybe you'll get some cores and anything else you need. But again, both are going to be dropping 17. Pick which one you need to do or have a reason to do. Either way, about the length of a strike you guys know is probably going to be about 9-10 minutes. Gambit. Unless you just get lucky and nuke the other team, or if you have a team that can just nuke Gambit really quickly, this is probably not the one I would advise, but again, it's that same 15 to 17 range, so if you got to do Gambit or want to do Gambit, it's an option. Dares of Eternity. This is free to everybody, and this is actually a really good option, because one, I know most of us need to still grind to like level 16 for the Forerunner Catalyst. That takes like 65, 70 rounds of Dares of Eternity. For those who want to do this fast, you can do it in here. And the nice thing about Dares of Eternity, you spin the wheel and you have a variety of combatants to face. You're going to face 5 of the 6 combatants that you need. And if you choose to vary up your weapons, be like, I have a solar subclass, I have an arc energy weapon, and then I have a void heavy weapon. Use all your different weapon types. Use your super, use your grenades, use your melees, do finishers, pick up orbs, make sure you have master weapons. All of that stuff while you're in Dares of Eternity. And then if you get Star Horse's, like, favor, where you have, like, basically infinite heavy ammo, well, that heavy ammo is going to start exploding. Say you got Gjallarhorn or a rocket launcher. You can do a whole lot of damage and start blowing a bunch of stuff up. That's why I have a good amount of that explosive ingredient, is because I've just, like, in that second round, just blow stuff up with Gjallarhorn for, like, the whole second round. And then if you get the favor again, guess what? You get even more. But the big thing is try and mix up how you play. If you're using Gjallarhorn, then make sure, say, you've got an arc or a void energy, and then make sure you've got arc or void as a subclass countering to your energy weapon. So you have all 3 types of weapons that you're using most of the time, and try not to crutch too hard. And again, on the 3rd round, oh no, I've guessed wrong and it's not Gjallarhorn infinite ammo anymore. Well, then use the other stuff, use your super, that type of thing. But Dares of Eternity, especially for new players, is going to be great because you're getting the like, you know, the other Bungie weapons that are all excellent, like that battle rifle and the other stuff. So you're grinding a whole bunch of weapons for the treasure keys. You're grinding towards your Forerunner catalyst, which you're all going to eventually want, and you're getting a good mix of ingredients. And if you're a new player trying to cook one of every one of those 21 different things, this will happen probably faster than you think, as long as you mix up your play styles. Use different weapon types and use different damage types, and you'll get most of this done. Still not the fastest, but a good place to grind. If you're going to go for the 2 fastest, one of them, as a solo player, I can do Corrupted Tartarus in about 4 or 5 minutes. If you use, like, say, Curious of the Falling Star on a Titan, I can almost delete that boss so much that I glitch it. But you can still do that one in about 3 to 4 minutes as a solo player. I've done it about 5 on a consistent average, though. 5 minutes, and you're going to get 15 from here. So in about 5 minutes, I get 15, and if I get really good at it, you know, I can probably get it down to 3.5 or 4 minutes, somewhere in there. It's pretty fast, pretty repeatable, and you can do it even as a solo player, so it's one of those things that I got pretty comfortable at. Not everybody's going to want to do this, and again, anything's going to get repetitive, so if you want options, that's why I'm giving all of these options to you. The next one is going to be Wrathborn hunts. And the best one that you're going to want to do is, what you're going to want to do is get your lure charged. You only need one, sorry. You literally only need 1 charge, and you need it kind of fully, like, charged up. And from there, once you've got it charged, then you only have to do this the 1 time. Then, if you want to pick Xylox, whatever weapon is, doesn't matter. And then you can pick a weak mutation, pick the empty one, and then go pick a strong mutation. You just need 1 of these. And again, this only works if you have Season of the Hunt. If you don't, that's why I'm giving you other options. If you put this one in there, for example, you should be able to get, I think, 15 for doing a hunt. And if you run through solo and do a hunt, when you get to the boss phase, like, you'll plant the lure at the first section, you'll get that boss down to low health, then you're going to chase the little cloud, and then when you spawn the boss area, before you do anything else, go into your lure, reset the lure, then you're still inside the hunt when you reset the lure, then you kill the boss, you still get the Essence of Dawning. You'll get 15 if you do it that way, 10 if you do the other one, that's easier. But either way, you'll get your Essence when you're done, and then you just you go back to the, you know, the planet's surface, load it up again, and do it again. You can do that over and over and over, and you only have to charge it once. That is probably the fastest, and there's a way to do that with a group, where if you are the person who charges the lure, and you're the person who plants the lure, and then you're the person who kind of does the quest, and you've got people with you, if you don't move, don't touch the boss, don't move at all, then your teammates are going to be able to go kill the boss, and then all you got to do is basically abandon the activity, you go back out, and you rinse and repeat over and over and over, and you can even do it even faster. It's crazy. So this is definitely a way to do that, but that would require you to have Season of the Hunt. On Europa, this one's going to require you to have Season of the Splicer. So again, I know not everybody has that stuff. Those are the main ones, though, because those are going to be the 2 efficient ones, but there's one more that you might not be thinking of that most people are going to have access to. And that's Legend Lost Sectors. Now, there's multiple benefits. If you do it solo and you're comfortable doing the solo, you can work on farming for exotics. It's only 1320. They're not that bad. I've done guides for almost all of these. They should still be mostly applicable. Just think linear fusions are powerful right now. That's it. But the idea is most of the time I do these solo, and I can do them about 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes, depending on an average. But it's because I have to play safe and I don't want to die, because then I'm going to slow things down. Imagine running through a Legend Lost sector with 3 people. I've heard people are farming these things in like 2 minutes. So depending on what the Legend Lost sector is, say the burn is Arc, for example, you could use like Curious of the Falling Star, nuking bosses, trading supers, and just absolutely deleting the Lost sector, and then you run on the backside, and then you go back to orbit and do it again. You won't get the exotics because you're not doing it solo, but you don't care. You're just farming Dawning Essence, and anybody can do these things. So that is why you've got a lot of options. I wanted to present them all to you because Legend Lost sectors are going to rotate. You want a little variety? Cool. You're done with Legend Lost sectors, but you've got Season of the Hunt? Okay. Load up some Xylox hunts, and then you can do those in the Dreaming City. You've got Season the Splicer. You get comfortable running Corrupted Tartarus. Cool. You can actually run that one with the team as well and run it in a few minutes if you run it fast. So there are multiple options if you're going for efficiency. Corrupted Tartarus is the fastest expunge mission. Blanking for a second there. On the Dreaming City, you've got the hunts. The Xylox hunt is going to be the fastest, especially for a solo player. And then Legend Lost sectors. These are going to be the fastest with a team especially, but still decently fast as a solo player if you're comfortable. But as I come back to, if you need a good variety of ingredients, or you just know that, I want some of those Halo weapons, I'm still grinding for all of those types of things, spend your time in Dares of Eternity. You're going to get 15 for a round. You're going to be getting a weapon at the end of every single run. You know you will. And you're going to get a mix of, like, every different enemy and just mix up your loadouts, and you'll be good to go. Now, there are a few things at Ava Levante that I want to cover real quick, so we're going to go chat with her to wrap this up. So the final things to cover are at Ava Levante, and 1, make sure you're picking up your bounties and doing them. They're not that difficult, and you're going to be getting Dawning Spirit and Essence of Dawning from both of these. The Dawning Spirit is used for all of this stuff, and the Essence of Dawning, as you guys saw, was going to be used for all the cooking. So even the repeatable bounties are actually going to have some benefit to them. The Dawning Spirit is used for 2 things. 1, there's like one of the quests that you need about 15 of them for, but most of it is for unlocking the upgrades and buying the gifts. As you go through, there's one thing to make note of if you have done this before. There's one other quest for newer players who may not know this, but this Starfarer 7M ship is very important because when you fully upgrade it, which I don't know how much effort that takes, but it is something worth grinding for, Spirit of the Season grants you a chance to generate Dawning Spirit whenever you find a Dawning ingredient. And if you're sitting there farming ingredients, you are going to find plenty of Spirit. So if you haven't grinded for this ship yet, just know, if you had it before, pull it out of your collections. If you haven't had it before and you have the quest from Eva, it is worth grinding for because it has very important uses with getting more Dawning Spirit, depending on how quickly you can grind it. But if you've got it, make sure you pull this thing out. But also, you get Dawning Spirit every time you give a treat to one of the to the NPCs, and you're going to get 3 for every treat. So if you go through and bake 21 cookies just to masterwork the oven, you all of a sudden have like 60 essence or 60 Dawning Spirit. Keep doing that, and you're going to get a little bit more. But the goal is the main 2 things that you want to upgrade are Perky Presence and Perkier Presence, and the main reason is, as you can read, Dawning weapons have a chance to drop with an additional perk in the left column. The second one, they have a chance to drop an additional perk in the right column. That's very important. Because if you're going for a god roll on any of these weapons, for example, you can get a weapon that now has 2 perks here and 2 perks here, and you're basically going to increase your odds at going after your god roll much, much higher if you get a chance for both. That's not always going to happen. You might get, 2 here and 1 here, or 2 here and 1 here, but sometimes you're going to get all 4. And that's just going to increase your odds of finding that perfect combination on that weapon that you're looking for. Same thing with Glacioclasm. This one I got 2 and 1, for example. Glacioclasm can get Reservoir Burst. That thing's really nice for clearing stuff out. And you've got some new perks that they kind of adjusted and all this stuff. You can go after the sword. You can get Cold Steel now that's actually going to manage to slow and eventually freeze targets. So farming for these weapons is something that you're going to want to do, and you can actually do that this year, right here. So you can exchange a gift in return, guaranteed to contain either Glacioclasm Fusion Rifle or the Avalanche. This one over here is going to contain the Zephyr Sword or Cold Front Machine Gun. And the way you get a gift in return is every time you give, say, like Zavala one of the cookies, It's about 1 in 5, 1 in 4, 1 in 3. I've had it in different rotations, but probably about every 4 to 5 on average, you're going to get a gift in return. Like, you give them a cookie, they're going to give you, you know, the box back. You can either open that box and get what's in it, which is usually like cores and some basic stuff, or if you have the Dawning Spirit, you can come over here and like literally go for 1 of 2 weapons, narrowing your grind much, much more. So that's why it's advisable to get Dawning Spirit for 1, but don't just open all the gifts in return. Because if I go to my inventory, I can open this right now. It could include destination resources, upgrade materials, legendary shards, cores, and prisms. Which, depending on if you need upgrade materials, you might want to upgrade. You might want to open those. But if you're going for a god roll, my advice: put those gifts in return here, and if you've got enough Dawning Spirit, open them up. And that's going to get you those chances at those rolls. And with this perk and this perk opened up, you get chances at those rolls that have 2 different perks now, getting closer and closer to that god roll. Your other perk that you could do is Essential Harvest once you've done these 2 with your Dawning Spirit, and you've still got some that you've accumulated. Do this one so your bounties actually give you more essence, more Dawning Essence. So this will be beneficial. This one, random ingredient when you do a bounty, not really a high priority. I would put this one very low. And anything snowball related, unless you just start, if you start swimming in Dawning Spirit, sure, you could buy this. But the snowball stuff is just like freezing and slowing for the snowballs, not a high priority. Right now, perky and perkier presence, and then put that Dawning Spirit to use, opening these packages so you can get those rolls that could be closer and closer to god rolls. But that is basically everything for this event with regards to best ways to get the materials, the ingredients, best way to get that essence of Dawning, how to get the Dawning Spirit, and then of course how to use it. So if you guys did enjoy this video, drop a like below, leave a comment if you've got questions. Maybe there's something I missed. Of course, there's probably a more efficient farm that someone will find later. Comment below if there's one that's really important. I'll try and like it and pin it to the top. Or if there's anything else that I may have forgotten, I'll pin a big comment up to the top as well. But if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like below. As I said, comment if there's any information I missed. If you're new to the channel and you want to find me on Twitter, it is at Ebontis. On Twitch, it is Ebontis. Right here on YouTube, most of you guys haven't subbed yet, so please hit that sub button, hit that alert bell. Helps my videos make it to you. And if you want to support me directly, you can join the channel as a member, or you can find my Patreon in the description. Thank you all. You're amazing, and I'll see you soon.